nuevo, buenos días. So, take number 2, because internet technology, sometimes, that what I was talking about, innocence, like sometimes I just don't get it. Today we talk about one of my favorite subjects, love. I want to talk about love, about spirituality, about pleasure, about play, about erotic innocence, and love, and how we can deepen and soften to love, because that has been, and relationships. So all the things that I fucking love, we're going to talk about all of that today. Really short, really sweet, because I have a lot of podcast episode coming. Hello my love, hello loves, amores, ¿cómo están? Okay, so I was talking about the principle of like erotic innocence. How when we come back to that childlike innocence, it's our deepest truth talking. And it requires so much unlearning, and for me, that has been so hard. Hell of a journey to love the way I want to love, which I know it's so different because it's outside of boxes, it's outside of labels, it's outside of like what I saw growing up, what societies is teaching us, what we have been taught in school, in the media, in the entertainment industry, whatever, because I'm a Libra too, so, but I fall in love with everyone. I'm in love with my friends. I'm in love with every single one of my lovers. I'm in love with strangers. I'm in love with everyone. And I felt like, well, through my own wounding and fear of rejection and these deep rooted wounds, but also through that, how we're supposed to act and play with people and interact with people, and this like whole, I would say, patriarchal model, like monogamous, being two people together, getting married, having kids, and like we have been presented only that. We have never been presented this way of loving that is fluid, that is so true to our hearts, because I personally believe that our hearts is so infinite and abundant. There's no scarcity in the love. Like we can love so many people and we can love them so deeply, and it doesn't mean we need to define relationships. And it's where I want to bring in the play of erotic innocence. It's like, how can we explore ourselves, our world, our environment, our bodies in a way that is so innocent, like a kid, like a child. And I was talking to a friend about it. I was like, I know it sounds contradictory, but the more I tap into my sensuality and sexuality and free myself from all the conditioning, the more I feel like I become a baby. Because when you put together child and sexuality, that's usually not good. But to me, it's really my inner child, my inner innocence of like, I just want to love. I just want to play. I just want to feel pleasure. And to me, that's the deepest spiritual practice. I shifted from like forcing myself to sit down and meditate and do all my rituals, even though I love them and I still do them, to put the intention and the commitment that my spiritual practice will be about play and pleasure, curiosity, exploration. How can I explore more of myself? How can I explore more of this world? How can I feel everything? How can I be more present to what is here and now? Basically going back to the innocence of a baby. Because in my heart, I'm such a baby. I'm a very powerful woman. I did crazy things in my life, and I feel extremely strong, and I feel extremely like, you know, this warrior energy, but in my heart, in my core, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby experiencing life. And that's what I want to cultivate. And that's, to me, the deepest spiritual practice. Because you're not pretending, you're not forcing. And when you bring fun to the front row of your life, it's so beautiful because you don't have to force it. You're just having fun in a state of fun and flowy. It's just having pleasure. It feels good in the body. It's like we have so much conditioning. We have so many things that tell us that this is right, or this is wrong, or this and that. And you know what? Especially around love and relationship, it's like we make things mean something. Let's say you kiss someone, then it means that da-da-da. You have sex with someone, it means da-da-da. You really like someone, you want to like, it means something. And because of that, we then play games and like we try to define like what we are, and there is nothing better than going back to that innocence. Going back to that innocence of like, well, we're humans, we feel stuff, we experience stuff, we have bodies, we have, let's play together. And it can be very sensual without being sexual. It can be, like, it's just breaking those walls of defining relationship and going back to play. Just when we were kids, like, all I want to do, to be honest, is live naked and hug and kiss everyone and have fun and have pleasure and listen to music and play with flowers and be in nature and swim naked in the sea and connect with one another and tell our stories and cry together and laugh together, and just being in that simplicity, this, again, erotic innocence. That's our ultimate nature. And it doesn't mean being so naive. Like, I consider myself as a very intelligent person. And it's just like, what is the truth in my heart? What is the truth when I don't listen to anything outside or anything that function or how everyone is loving? But how do I listen to the call of my heart? And how can I make everything that I feel and believe normal? Because what happens is that most of the time we make it like it's not normal. Like, let's say you're in a closed monogamous relationship and you have desires for others. Well, now it's shifting. I feel like a lot of people understand that it's okay to feel desires and to not act on it, but it's like, am I strange for wanting to just connect with others? And am I strange for wanting to experience love and be abundant in my love, and realizing that me loving many different people at the same time and the love expressing in different ways doesn't remove love from anyone, it just multiplies. So it just gives more freedom, right? More freedom to love, to be in love with ourselves, to be in love with life, and to fully enjoy it. We're here to enjoy this life. We're not here to try to be perfect or to try to be salut Teddy. We're not here to like force ourselves to be this kind of angel or spiritual light workers. We are light workers. We are deeply spiritual. It is happening already. We don't need to force it. All we got to do is to be right here in our fucking innocence, the innocence of a child. Okay, so I just wanted to share that, and because for me it just gave me so much freedom to allow myself to fall in love in every given moment, more and more, and not making it mean anything. It doesn't mean I want to be in a relationship, or it doesn't mean I want something more, or it doesn't mean I'm thinking tomorrow, or it doesn't mean that I love you more than I love someone else, or it doesn't mean that I find you more beautiful or more attractive or more intelligent or more. It doesn't mean anything. We just give more space, we just give more freedom. And especially it's so different here in the culture in Mexico and in the Latin, los Latinos, they're very, I think it's different in the culture, but in the West, in Europe especially, there's this thing of like, we need to define everything that we do, and we hold back a lot. We don't really show how much we appreciate and love people, which is fucking stupid. We don't know And I posted it in my story about it. We don't know when it's going to be the last time. Like, think about it. If you experience grief of any sort, like losing a friend, losing a partner, losing, like breaking up, you know, or even losing, like they passed away, we don't know in advance that it's going to be the last time that we spend with them. So why would we just hold back our love because we have been taught that we should. But no, let's break open here. Let's leave from this place and let's fall in love. And it's okay if we get hurt. I posted that thing saying, you know, an open heart cannot be broken. It's when we put those walls around our hearts trying to protect ourselves, which is so legit. When we have been hurt, when we have experienced the depth of pain, that a breakup, that loss, that grief in our bodies, that's so normal to have coping mechanism to try to save us from this pain that we experience, because we don't want to go through that again. And it's how we can soften to love, how we can just like take the risks, because we don't know how long we have on this planet, how long we have with the people we interact with. So even if you know you're gonna spend one night with one person that you will never see them again, how can you be so in love, so in the presence and the moment and enjoying and not being in your head thinking, not being judging the other person or yourself or the situation, not being in the mind, but going back to this innocence of I'm right here, I'm right now, I'm gonna experience what I have to experience, I'm gonna play with my body, I'm gonna play with your body, we're gonna play together, and we're gonna have a lot of love and a lot of fun together. And same if with every single relationship that we have, even our longest time best friend, like how can we every day go back to this love, go back to like, fucking hell, I love you, I'm so grateful to have you in my life, and our families as well. Like how can we be so innocent in the fact that we're so grateful to have them around, that we don't know how long it's gonna be, and always coming back to that, because it's okay, it's normal to go off that, to get triggered, to get pissed off, to get attached, to get all our toxic shit coming to the surface are completely normal, and that's fine, that's part of the human experience as well. But how can we have the awareness, the self-consciousness, the self-awareness to be like, oh, let me come back to love, let me come back to innocence? Because what happens actually is like we have like 3 parts in the brain, and we are acting from this prefrontal cortex, I think that's the name in English, but our reptilian brain, our primitive brain, is, you know, that survival, like, does it give me pleasure, does it not give me pleasure, is it gonna kill me, is it not gonna kill me? And that's all. We're not thinking, we're just, it's like that gut feeling. So how can we connect to that way of being? That's the erotic innocence. That is the baby that explores his body with the same curiosity everywhere, because there is no stories about his body. How can we do the same? How can we touch in the very same way? How can I touch my neck, my breast, my pussy, my ass, my arms, my toes, my hair in the exact same way without making it mean anything? Or, you know, there is nothing taboo, there is nothing wrong with this body, there is nothing wrong with the way we love, there is nothing wrong with wanting to feel more, to play more. That is the deepest spiritual practice. That is being in love with life and in love with ourselves and our own inner divinity. So with that being said, I have a client in 2 minutes, so I'm perfectly on time. That was beautiful. I hope you enjoy this time with me, and it's just an invitation to go back to that childlike that lives with our hearts fucking open. Let's open it. You know what? It's probably gonna be broken again, but at least we won't regret it. And I'm gonna finish on that on my very special birthday. I had the best time ever, and I spent the day on the beach, and I met this guy that was laying down next to me, and we talked, and he was like an older guy from the US, and he mentioned that he lost his daughter, and he couldn't even talk about it. That was too painful, right? And he told me something like, we talked about grief and the depth of pain we can feel, and it was like, you know what, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because the amount of love that I felt for my daughter, it's worth the amount of pain that was so much bigger. But he said, like, just to have experienced this type of love in my life that I never thought I will, it was worth it. And that's really all about it. So let's stop the bullshit of protecting ourselves and playing games and not going there, and like, you know, like, and let's love each other more, and let's stop triggering each other. Like, we will keep triggering each other, but let's love more, let's hug more, let's kiss more, let's be more in our pleasure, in our play, in like, let me see how it feels in your body, because I don't know, I'm in my body, and let me see how it feels in my body, and let's play, and let's go naked in the sea, and all of that. Amen. Thank you so much. In order to cultivate that and to connect with our hearts, I'm holding a beautiful ceremonial tantric breast massage, so connecting with the power of our hearts through tantric breast massage. It's a beautiful divine practice. The whole call, it's online, and it's going to be like an hour long. And it's going to be very ritualistic, very intentional, and very sensual and intimate, to really deeply connect with yourself in a way that is so special, and to get all the benefits of breast massage, not only the physical ones, because there is a lot, you know, this is the portal of our hearts. So not only, we also have our lymphatic system going here, so it's very, very healthy. There's just so much health, physical benefits, but there is also so much spiritual and just a deep connection. It's just a beautiful, amazing practice that also creates that container for you to be with yourself, be with your sensuality in a space where it's honored. We have been shamed, and you know, shame and guilt and fear has been used to repress our sensual nature, our sensual essence, and to come in a place where it's honored, and it's you know, it's a pride, it's a reverence to our sensual essence that is so deeply spiritual. And so, you know, pleasure is so spiritual. It connects us to God. It connects us to the divine directly. And to come in that place, in that safe container, holy, divine container, where there's no judgments over, you know, we come in real fucking sisterhood. Like, we celebrate our sexual, sensual essence and our connection to our beautiful, infinite heart. It's happening October 2nd. If you want to join, just shoot me a DM and I will send you the link.